I'm building enhanced chain, which which is basically a UX focused Solana rollup for consumer applications. And the main aim of the project is to abstract away all the crypto native UX issues on the lowest level, and which hinders in providing a good user experience and creates resistance to new users while onboarding. Architecture wise, how it works is like we have applications deployed on our network, and these applications will be uh, sending transactions to the sequencer, and then these transactions will be holding up there, and then the lineup queue, which is another part of the sequencer, will fetch these transactions, and it has a budget, and according to that budget is gonna fetch specific amount of transactions into in it, and then these transactions will be forwarded to the scheduler, and then the scheduler will apply read and write logs, and then according to those logs, these transactions will be scheduled on one of the four threads of the scheduler, and then thread wise, these transactions will be processed by the same API and then settled to the base layer. If a transaction due to any reason, if a transaction couldn't be able to schedule, it will go to a non-reschedule container, and then it will come back in the next batch. And then to fix the UX things, what I have done is basically create a pool which is going to pay for the transaction and not users. And the basic idea is to fix the UX, and also the other idea is to create a self-sustaining economy around applications, and their users and the depositors. And the other thing which I've done to fix UX is basically create Web2 login style systems to eliminate wallet keys and private key and all that stuff, and then put a public key, private key stuff behind underneath the Web2 login system to basically fix the UX issue. And then so I have created a small test for to display how the whole architecture works. So basically, users will be creating transactions, so, and every transaction requires a transaction metadata and its accounts, and then what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna normalize all the accounts privileges, and then I'm gonna check if there is any mismatch account privileges. If there is a sort of error, then it's gonna show that error. If not, then it's gonna go forward, and then all these transactions will be go to the main queue, and then since there are only three transactions, so all these transactions will be fetched by lineup queue, and then it's gonna sort all the transactions, and then it's gonna go to the scheduler will apply all the logs, and then the same API is gonna process all the transactions. So if I run it, so as you can see, three transactions have been processed and batched into one, and then it's settled in the main on the base chain, and then at the end it gives you a thread load summary that thread one has processed three transactions and all the other threads have ideal. All these transactions have gone to thread one because all these transactions are conflicting with each other, which means like all these transactions are trying to write into the same set of accounts. That's why they are conflicting. And the other thing what I have done is basically the user also have to provide correct set of account privileges. If not, then it's gonna give out error. Like if I set wrong privileges, then it's gonna give out writable privilege escalated. And how it is being done is basically I create for each transaction I maintain an instruction account, and then that I basically compare all the accounts that user have provided and their uh, privileges, and I compare it with the base what the base instruction is expecting, and if it matches with it, it's fine. If not, it's gonna give out error. And then the other thing is I have done is basically I have created my own account GB implementation. So every account, so it contains snapshots, basically contain which is basically like for each slot it's gonna contain the account state, and then I have bucket which contains all the references to all the accounts. So each each bucket will contain which file ID to look in, at which slot, and the at which position to look for the account. And the accounts which have only a single slot version, but if an account have a multiple slot version, then there will be a vector of data offsets, and then you have just have to find, the algorithm will find the highest slot and then gives you the updated most recent updated state of an account.
Azam, I am super proud of you. Your growth in the last year and all the ways that you and I know is important is really ridiculous. And you know, 6 months ago, this was new to him too. So if you like Under the Hood, Azam is a great example of what that looks like.